Welcome to Multifamily Deal Lab, where your host, Dave Lindahl, dissects recent multifamily deals done by his guests. Dave will extract what went right, what went wrong, and a number of key takeaways so your next deal may be more profitable.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to another edition of Multifamily Deal Lab, where we dissect deals. And today I have three special ladies with us who did their very first deal for over $10 million. Wow, that's a pretty big first deal, ladies. So why don't you tell everybody, each one of you, tell everybody who you are and where you're from, and we'll start with Kim. We'll do Kim, Terrina, and then Sangsoo. Go ahead,
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dave. Thanks for having us on here today. My name is Kim Truong. I am in Potomac, Maryland.
Okay.
And I'm Terrina Wilder. I currently live in Louisville, Texas.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Sangsoo Cho. I'm from Houston, Texas.
All right. So you guys are from, all different areas. How'd you meet? How'd you form this partnership?
Well, it was actually through RE Mentor. We actually had a group of RE Mentor students that we were working with and practicing underwriting with, and that's how we got to know each other.
Oh, so you're practicing underwriting together?
We did.
Wow, that's excellent. That's probably the most important skill. And even if you don't like numbers and, it's a burden to underwrite, you at least need to have the skills so you can have somebody else underwrite for you so that you know what good underwriting look like. You know what I mean? Yes. So you know that you're getting into good deals. So that's great. So let's talk about this deal. How did you find this deal?
Well, it was an off-market or a pocket deal. And it was brought to us through relationships with the property manager that we currently have, as well as that property manager's relationship with sponsors on our team. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the property manager, so you have a sponsor in the deal. That sponsor has relationships with property managers, and you also formed a relationship?
Correct.
Oh, okay. What's interesting about that, it reminds me of a story. And that was, I've been teaching now for over 20 years. And some time ago in like 2006, 2007, I got a call from a student directly. And he says, "Hey, I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm analyzing this deal. And I've got a couple of questions. I got to put the offer in right now. Could you help me out?" And I said, "Absolutely." So we're going through the different stuff. And he turns, and the broker was in the car. And he says, "Hey, Paul," he says, "it looks like I can put this deal together." And then I heard Paul talking, and I recognized the voice. It was a broker that I knew, right? And I thought to myself, why didn't Paul send me this deal? Because it was a good deal. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just wondering if the property manager of your sponsor, they sent you the deal. I'm wondering why they didn't send it to your sponsor.
Actually, may I? It was because we met our property manager at UP.
Ultimate
last
Partnering?
year,
Yep.
Yeah, at Ultimate Partnering, and our sponsor, and we've been really bugging our sponsor because we know who we want to work with from the very beginning before we even have any deals.
Yep.
So they know that we are eager to get on a deal with them. So with this relationship with the property manager, that we met there, they're like, "Oh, we have a relationship with them too." So obviously it just came to the table that, the deal was shared with us in relation with them as well. And we're like, our sponsor was like, "Hey guys, take a look at this deal, see if you can underwrite it, and let's see if the deal works." And, we worked really hard because it was a very, like a short timeline that we have to get back to this, the seller. So we underwrote together, and I say this could work. So we jumped right into it.
You jumped right into it. Now, I think I know who your property manager is. It's Kathy, but I can't remember her last name. Is it Kathy?
Montana.
Okay.
Kathy Montana. What's the name of her company? Let's give her a plug because she's awesome.
Class A Management.
Class A Management. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know the story with Kathy, but way back in 2006 or 2007, I was actually in Fort Worth doing a preview, like a 2-hour buy my multifamily investing course. And to a group of people. And at the very end, this lady, raises her hand and says, I need to say something. And usually when somebody does that, they're crazy. You know what I mean? And you never want to lose control of your audience. And normally you just don't allow that to happen. You say, I'll speak to you after the event. But for some reason, I just had this feeling, and I was like, all right, come on up here. And it was Kathy. And she says, my name is Kathy so-and-so. And, I manage properties here in the Texas area for X amount of years. And I just want you to know, I have like 8 to 10 of Dave's students. A couple of people that he sent his pictures are up there as testimonials, and they're my clients, and they're doing deals, and they're getting into good deals on a regular basis. And I'm here because I want to find out how they're doing it. And she ended up going through all the different trainings, and now she owns over 27 properties herself, that was a very interesting story. So anyways, all right. So so she brings you the deal, you do the numbers, the deal works. What was the asking price?
Well, 10.25.
10,425,000. That's an odd number. How did they come up with that number?
It's 10.25 million.
Oh, 10.25. Okay. And how did you negotiate it?
We didn't. The seller was very firm. There was no room for negotiation. But with our conservative underwriting, the deal works.
The deal works, and it not only it works with the current numbers, but also let everybody know how low the rents are at market right now. So what's that figure?
Well, and so did you want to answer that?
So even without updates, we can raise the rent $181 per average per door.
So it's 124 units, and going in, you knew the rents were $180 below. There's no operating memorandum, so there's no guidance as to who your competition is. How did you determine that the rents were actually $180 lower than market?
We studied
Go ahead.
We studied comps of the area, and like updates they have. We have a better interior, outdoor amenities.
And now, how did you find those comps? Did Kathy help you out in finding the comps, or did you go to a particular service, or how did you find out who the competition was in the area?
I checked apartment.com.
There you go. Excellent.
Yeah, we did a lot of research online and made it a point to compare the features of Lubbock Square to our competing apartments in the area. So we basically recreated an OM by doing it ourselves.
So what do you believe the value is just based on that rent increase of the property?
The overall value of the property itself?
Yep. After you do those rent increases.
I would say, well, our underwriting and our appraisal value has put it at, I believe it was 14 million. 14
million going in with just the rental increases with no upgrades.
Correct.
So that's why you didn't negotiate. Did you try to negotiate just a little bit at the beginning, just so they didn't think that you jumped too fast and they could have got a higher price? Because I actually made that mistake a couple of times where the seller was offering a certain price. I offered full price. This is actually one of my first deals down south. And when I offered full price, they raised the price. And I said, what are you doing? I gave you the full price. And he said, yep. He's a Southern guy. He said, yep. He says, you jumped too fast. And I was like, what? He goes, yep. So I want this amount. And I was like, damn, and it was still a good deal. So I was like, all right, I'll pay that amount.
Yeah.
So did you try to nibble a little bit?
We did actually. We did try to go back and nibble about like $500K off the asking price. And he automatically, within like minutes, he's like, no, I want 10.25. So he know the value of his property because it's undermanaged. It's undermanaged, and they're not taking care of the property. It's a beautiful asset, Dave. So we're like, and we discussed with our sponsor, and they're very supportive, and that's why we decide to move forward with their asking price.
And it always helps when the underwriting supports it too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the key. So now, what type of upgrades? How much per door are you going to put into these units?
Overall, will be 1 million. interior.
$1 million. So we're looking at, how much is that per door?
Little less. Tiny.
That's about 41,000 a door. That's what you're putting in?
No, sorry.
Did I do that wrong?
I mean, we have that budget of 1 million is for like the overall interior and exterior.
Yep.
But interior wise, I think we're averaging around, I believe Terrina backed me up, about 5,000 a unit. It's just very minor upgrade because the bones is beautiful. It's really nice brick outside. It's just we need like updated, kitchen area, cabinet, appliances, change out the flooring, new fresh coat of paint to make the unit more lively. But so interior upgrades is not much. It's just that we add a little cushion for exterior. Sangsoo, do you remember what we're planning to do with the exterior?
It's more of a outside, bright light outdoor, backyard, a private backyard. We're going to build some of the units and barbecue, picnic area.
Nice.
Yes.
Create the sense of community.
Yes.
All right. That's awesome. So what did you determine the value would be after the upgrades?
Well, of course, that was based off of comps that we were able to see. So, and then getting an official appraisal report too. So, it's roughly about 14 million.
Oh, the 14 million after the upgrades. So,
well, actually, that's even before the upgrade. So,
yeah, the 14 million was before, just with those rental increases. How much more rental increases do you think you'll be able to get with the upgrades?
We don't have that information off the top of our head, but if we were to think this project, Dave, we are planning to hold it for 3 years and then we're going to exit, right? So with the purchase price of 10.25, we're buying it at 4.5 cap. And with our conservative underwriting and, with the back of our sponsor, we project to exit at 5.5 cap to be conservative in 3 years. And with that cap at the sale price, I believe it's going to be around 15 million. So we're buying at 10.25. We're going to exit at 15. So that's our projection.
Awesome. How much in your pockets collectively?
When we exit, is such a lucrative deal for us. We projected for the GP team, we're going to profit about $2 million.
$2 million on your very first deal. That's pretty sweet.
Yes.
So I do want to get into financing. I do want to get into the money raise, but since we're here at the profit area, what are you going to do with the money? And I don't want to hear just reinvest. I want to know what in your life are you going to use some of that money for? The fun thing, something that you always wanted to do, something that you want to do with your family. What is that thing that you're going to take a little bit of a chunk of that out and you're going to reward yourself? What are you going to do? Terrina, you first.
Well, as part of a vision that I have a strong desire to be more involved in my community. I'm a scientist by training and by passion. I am. And I actually want to give more into that scientific community and have a plug, if you will, to be able to help young scientists come about. I'm affiliated with several trade organizations, and I just simply want to be able to maybe invest a little bit more into the community in that regard. Wow. I want to travel. I love to garden. I absolutely love to garden. So I want to do a lot more with that too. So, yeah. That's
awesome. Sangsoo, what are you going to do?
I know you'll be surprised. I want to go on a mission trip to Thailand.
Oh, you want to go on a mission trip to Thailand? Are you Thai?
No, I'm from Korea, but I went to Thailand before this and really want to stay in it longer.
Yeah, nice. So what type of a mission, what would you focus on? Is it farming type of a mission or inner city youth?
Rural area, take care of elderlies and wounds, maybe just a rural area medical mission.
Excellent. And Kim, Kim, what's yours?
Well, to do the fun part, I'm going to take my kids on vacation somewhere where I can carve out maybe like do a 3-month worldwide cruise to hit all the stick destination. That's a goal. But I also, very similar to Terrina and Sangsoo, I would like to give back in terms of focusing on world hunger. There's children in other part of the world that are going hungry every day, and I would like to find a way to help them.
Yeah, right here in the U.S. too.
Yes.
That's a big thing. All right, let's talk about the financing. I see you guys did what was it? Describe the financing for me.
So, Dave, we did a bridge loan with a company called Avant Capital, and it's a 3-year interest only with the option of extending. So it's a 3+1+1. So in other words, we can extend it the next year and then an additional year. And our interest rate is 4.75. So that is our loan structure for now. And it's going to be a 3-year hold. So at the end of that 3-year period, we will consider selling or refinancing.
Did you put any clauses in to refinance your investors out of the deal if you decide to refinance and keep in 3 years?
Well, we do have that option for our investors that they can. They're only obligated for the 3 years, so that clause is in the PPM documentation or the offering documentation. But certainly, we have indicated in our business plan or our investor presentation that it is a 3-year hold.
Okay. So if you do, I like to call it the golden parachute, because when you can get into a great deal and give your investors a great return and exit them out of the deal, but yet still maintain the deal for your portfolio, I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So in order to exit them out, did you give them any special bonus or guarantee on the exit?
Yes. So, so the way the deal is structured, our investors have a 7% cash on cash, and then there's a 12% profit upon exit. So at that 3-year mark, when we're ready to either sell or refinance, they're going to get a 12% profit on their investment with our project.
That's excellent.
And it's a total of 19% AAR. So it definitely is a very good position for our investors to be in.
Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet deal. 19% AAR. That's just really good, especially in these days.
In this economy, yes.
Yeah, in this economy where people are doing pretty crazy deals. We see deals all the time. We see deal structure, and it reminds me. I was just talking to one of my partners, and we did a lot of deals in 2006, 7, and 8. And that was at the height of that previous cycle. We didn't realize it was the highest. Nobody knew that, the market was going to crash because of Lehman Brothers and all that. And we were just talking about how this market feels the exact same way, and we're just, both of us, treading very cautiously on the deals that we do now, just because of that. There's no one market that you can go into, stake a flag and say, okay, I'm going to do 3 to 5 deals here, because 3 to 5 deals aren't in any particular geographical city. You can go to a geographical area like Dallas and get into all the submarkets, or like Atlanta, get into the submarkets and do some deals. But there's, this market is going to be changing eventually, especially with what we're seeing with inflation right now. They're talking the inverted yield curve, which is indicated there's going to be a recession probably within the next 6 to 12 months. So it's a changing world out there. And this is a really good conservative deal to get in. So I congratulate you guys.
Well, thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah. So there's one other thing. How did you raise the money for this deal? What was the raise and how did you raise it?
So we structured this deal to be a 506B. And we called on friends and family. So that's how we raised the deal, or raised the capital for this deal, by calling on our friends and family. How was that?
Describe the feelings that you had in doing that.
Well, I'll let the other ladies speak to their experience, but my experience, it was tough, Dave. I mean, it was tough.
The hardest thing to do.
You've heard the term ghosting.
Yeah.
I tell you, there were people who just seemed to want to ghost me. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You don't have to end the friendship. We don't have to talk about capital raising. Let's just be friends, So it was a little challenging. And the beauty of it is Kim and Sangsoo truly kept me motivated through the whole process. I had one investor who committed to a sizable amount and then backed out. So, yeah. But it was still very encouraging knowing that these ladies were there to keep me going. So
the hardest thing to do is to raise money from friends and families. It's actually much easier to do from strangers. But Kim, how about you? What was your experience?
Oh man, it was tiring. So I went through only friends. I have a wide network of friends that are ready to diversify their investment. So I pretty much have my husband act as my secretary to book appointments for me. And I'm just like on my computer, like one meeting after another. And I did that for a solid week. And I looked at him. I'm tired. I'm tired. But it's very rewarding to, share the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
To, your potential investor, not just your family or your friend, but just to anyone really, the opportunity to diversify, because a lot of people don't know about this asset.
It's rewarding and it's exciting when you hook up with somebody that can see the vision like you do. There's a lot of people that don't, like Terrina, you said, people ghosting you. There's a lot of people that just don't, but then when you meet somebody or one of your friends can see it like you can, it's like, then it's such a great call. It makes up for all those other calls in between.
Yes.
Sangsoo, how about you?
At first, I bring up the numbers. When I talk to them, everybody was excited. Yeah, we'll do it. And then when I bring some things to them, they were like, oh, we got something happen. I cannot do it right now. But
what percent of the people do you think said they were going to do it, but didn't do it when it came time to give you the money?
10% less.
Oh, just 10%? That's pretty good because it's usually that number is around 50% a lot of times at the very beginning.
50 for me.
Yeah, 50% of the people. Everybody's all like motivated when you start talking about real estate and all that, and they want to be a part of it. But then when it comes time to write the check, it's like, oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. So that's why, when we're teaching out there, we always say, if you need $1 million raise, then you find $2 million of commitments because $1 million is going to disappear somewhere. Half of it's going to disappear. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's going to conclude this edition of Multifamily Deal Lab. We just dissected this deal, and this is how these ladies did it. Congratulations, ladies.
This has been another edition of Multifamily Deal Lab. If watching on YouTube, please be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, so you don't miss the next session, and review the contact links on this page.